quite happen. We want to thank the good folks at Carol's Catering and Events, and great spread that they put up here, and this little surprise thing that the Can-Am Speedway staff did for me and everything. You know, again, I got to thank the Bartlett family for bringing me on here at Can-Am and 2000. Hey, I was hiding that other microphone. I really got to thank Tyler and Michelle for getting me here on Friday nights at the Can-Am Speedway as they. Oh yes, and the lovely Jennifer Sibley down there too. She we had something go on the first week, and you want to talk about in for the save? Jennifer Sibley did it, and she's been a great help. Thurston family back up here once again too, Jamie, and you have not been a thorn in my side, Jen. But you know, it's been 4 years here.
Wow,
crazy!
It goes by quick.
It does. Yep, 4th season here at Can-Am.
25 years behind the microphone.
Unreal. 25. Unreal. But wouldn't want to be anywhere else on a Friday night.
I don't blame you. We were during the time that you were down trackside, Bobby
right.
and I were talking. We're trying to find out how many jobs at a racetrack that he's had over the years.
I think he said
you've done just about everything.
Right.
And he says, I haven't done that. And he pointed at me doing the announcing. And then he said, I don't want to. I've never heard him refuse a job at a racetrack, but he did.
Exactly. Put him on a grader, put him on a water truck, put him on a Packer car. He'll do it all.
He'll do it all. He will.
Just like I will not touch that radio that he's got in his hand right there.
No, sir.
No, I'm good.
No.
I'll shake the hand of a legend any day, but not the radio.
Well, the job he's doing, I'll shake his hand.
Yeah,
anytime.
definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Well, Panther Frameworx crate sprint cars on track right now as the driver is getting the motors up to temperature, and then we'll turn them loose for a couple of quick pace laps to get the motors cleaned out and ready to go racing. Scheduled to go up on the pole for this one, it will be Jon Liberty in the 6 out of Brewerton, along with Nick Webb out of Brownville in the 27. Bruno Richard and Tucker Donathan, row number 2. Row 3, Andrew Hennessy and Tiger Chapman. George Sanford and Josh Verne Jr., row number 4. Josh Vanbrocklin, Will Fisher, row number 5. Ken Klinkowsky in the 30. Chris Nethers, 89X. Rachel Zacharias, 71R. And Guy Gosselin in the 93. That will be your starting lineup. 14 cars ready to go. 20 laps is the scheduled distance here tonight, as the field will work around the speedway, and like I said, we'll get them up to a quick couple of pace laps here. Start the year off, it was Bruno Richard on April 25th, Andrew Hennessy on May the 2nd, Josh Verne Jr. on May 16th, and last week it was George Sanford, career win number 1 in the sprint car ranks, first win in 25 years. So Jon Liberty is going away from the pole in this one, and of course last week he crossed the line in the number 1 spot. However, technical infraction, unfortunately he had to surrender that top spot, but just as quick as he lost it, he basically gained the respect of every driver in that pit area. He walked over today and gave the feature winning trophy to George Sanford in the pits earlier today, saying, you earned this one, this is your win, here's the trophy. So good on Jon Liberty to do that. We'll turn them loose here very shortly. 20 laps is the distance once again.
green.
All right. White flag will be displayed. Jon Liberty and Nick Webb up on the front row. 20 laps the distance. Bruno Richard, Tucker down to row 2. Row 3, it's Andrew Hennessy and the 271 at Tiger Chapman. Row 4, George Sanford, the 2574, Will Fisher. Row number 6, it's Chris Nethers and Josh Vanbrocklin, a pair of 89s right there. Row number 7 is going to find the 71, Rachel Zacharias, 30 of Ken Klinkowsky. And we believe this is a backup car for Josh Verne Jr. in the 1V. 20 laps. Can-Am Speedway pace truck from Bob Johnson Auto Group has left the racetrack. Green lights are on and we're underway. Quickly into turn number 1 and 2. It is Nick Webb out in front of the field as they shuffle Jon Liberty out of line as they race into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, and Bruno Richard up and over in turn number 3 and 4. Him and Andrew Hennessy made slight contact over there. Some close racing over there in turn number 1 or 3 and 4 rather, and Bruno Richard upside down.
Bruno Richard.
I said, you did it?
Yeah, oh, I got it.
Yeah, Bruno Richard is moving around over there.
Yeah, no.
Safety workers on the scene. Drivers told to come to a complete stop. Red flag situation out there. It's Bruno Richard, our opening day winner. The number 72, and Jamie, I'll bring you in on this one. You know Bruno very well. You followed his career basically from day one.
Yeah, he started, he and his brother Max started in the 4-cylinder class at Autodrome Edelweiss. He came up through the ranks and decided to get into a pro stock, and Denny Gobro kind of helped him along in that. And he became a very accomplished pro stock driver. And then his heart was where a lot of them are, and they want to drive a dirt sprint car and someday either get with the Empire Super Sprints or the World of Outlaws. And this has been a dream of his for quite a while. He's done very well in the races at the end of the year in the 602 series, the Tour Series. But he's out of the car, and he is okay. Those of you watching on DTD, of course, the paramedics are making sure that he's all right. The accident, he got on his side and started to spin around on his side, and then the wing caught, and that took him over. A lot of the damage seems to be to the wing, and not as much to the car, which is a good thing.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's a good shot of it right there for those of you watching it on DTD.
Of course, his wife Isabel, and brings his kids along with him too.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
another shot of it right here. Now watch as he gets down on the inside. He'll see an opening going into this turn on both cars, but he got in pretty deep, and then as you can see, the car just twisted around and ended up back up again. But it looked like he may have misjudged the car in front of him just a little bit and got in a little deep, and that caught him.
That's just it. Andrew Hennessy looked like he was. He actually looked like Andrew slowed a little bit, and I don't think, like you said, I know Bruno was not anticipating that at all. We're going to take another quick look at it right from here.
And those of you on DTD were watching it again. Tim,
looked like Andrew lost the nose on that car because the car pushed up and he had to get on the binders to get the thing to turn, and when he did, Bruno was just right there. It's just one of them chain reaction racing deals. Unfortunately, it ends like this for Bruno on lap, well, not even on lap 1.
It happens when you commit yourself with a sprint car and you're already into the position you want to be in. you're already committed, and this is what happens here. And then, like you said, it appeared that
See right there, just the nose went up the racetrack, and
Bruno already had committed himself in there, and
exactly.
yeah.
Bruno, track champion here in the Pro Stocks in 2022.
Time,
Dirt Car Pro Stock Series champion that same year as well.
9 o'clock.
Well, he's a fantastic driver.
Yep.
He's going to go a long ways in this sprint car.
Absolutely.
And, it's great to hear about what he's doing on Facebook. He's always friendly with everybody, letting them know how he's doing, just like a lot of other drivers too.
Exactly.
But hopefully that Bruno's all right. It probably shook him a little bit, but knowing Bruno,
He'll bounce right back.
He'll bounce right back again.
Well, him and I have something in common. I found out this week. I didn't realize that his daughter's into gymnastics as well.
And she's very good at it,
She
too.
is. Very,
And
very good.
Their son is quite an accomplished soccer player, too.
My goodness. So now we're up to all sorts of different sports.
Oh, yeah. They're a very talented family, I can tell you that.
For sure.
His daughter is really expressed, Melina, she's expressed a lot of interest in getting into a sprint car.
Well?
And I'm sure Bruno's going to go in the pits and say to her, you still want to do it?
Oh, she's probably going to go, heck yeah. Why not?
Sure.
Right? Sure.
Oh, she has no fear. Doing gymnastics? I wouldn't dare try what they do.
Yeah. Every time my daughter does it, I hold my breath because I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm sure Bruno does the same thing. He's probably the same way I am at the meets.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's all right. He seemed to walk off under his own power. The paramedics will look him over and everything, just like
For sure.
they do at any other racetrack.
Yep.
And hopefully he's okay.
For sure. So we're going to try this again. Is looking for our fifth different winner in this class of 2025. As I mentioned, Bruno Richard won the season opener here back in April. Then it was Andrew Hennessy, Josh Verne Jr. And then last week it was George Sanford collecting the win. The first of his career in the sprint car.
Well, Tim, while we've got a minute, I've got to
Yes,
ask
sir.
that magical question.
Right.
What in the world is going on at Brockville tomorrow night?
Oh, well, what is going on in the world of Brockville Speedway tomorrow night? Well, we got a full program over there. We got we'll have these Supernaut Truck Shop Crate Sprint cars on hand with us. Dirt Car 358 Modified, Dirt Car Sportsman. Patrick Adrinko is going to try to go for the weekend sweep in the Novice Sportsman over there. And we got the mini stocks back. Racing 7 o'clock as always.
And do yourself a favor.
Yes, sir.
Go up there during the day
Yep.
and take in what the city of Brockville has to offer down by the
All kinds of stuff.
St. Lawrence River. And they got everything going on up there. Next week,
Yep.
weekend, if you're thinking about going next weekend, I believe the tall ships are going to be there.
Tall ships are going to be there.
And that'll, take in some racing at night, tall ships during the day.
Sure, why
Go
not?
over to the railroad tunnel, take a look at one of the historic railroad tunnels in Canada.
Absolutely. The Aquatarium is now open for business. Those of you looking for some a petting zoo under the sea,
Yeah, there you go.
there you go.
Oh, there you go. And,
Why not?
If you're like me, you bring your golf clubs. Get around to golf in, get a nice dinner in you, and then you go to the track.
Well, I got to tell you, as the field rolls by here, white flag, I got to tell you something, Jamie. The last time I golfed, the last time I actually went golfing, I'm going to quote the late George Wendt about this one. Last time I went golfing, I had 3 holes in 1, and I birdied the windmill.
Okay. Panther Frameworx 602 sprint car is ready to go, and here's the always hilarious Tim Baltz once again.
Oh, Jon Liberty, please save us from ourselves up here. Let's go green, shall we? As we're set to go. Jon Liberty's on the point. We're going to try this start one more time. Green lights are on, and we're underway. 5 wide into the corner. This never ends well. Tucker Donath goes into the spin cycle in turn number 1. And amazingly, he keeps that car upright. Yellow lights are on. That is the first time I have ever seen 5 wide in the sprint car side of things going into turn number 1. Nothing surprises me in the world anymore, Jamie.
No, and that right there could have been a lot worse than it was. A lot worse. Guy spinning and going off the turn. That was. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. 5 of them across the racetrack. Something has got to give. How fortunate it was just one car. Not fortunate for the Doneth car number 28. We'll watch it again. Coming around turn number 4. Here we are. 5 of them across the track. Tim, something has got to give when something like that happens. Bad enough with 4.
Ugh.
With 5, I can't even imagine what that's like.
I couldn't even begin to tell you what those drivers, they all wanted the same piece of real estate going into 1 and 2, and unfortunately for Tucker Doneth, he is going to have to go to tail on this start. And by the way, with 2 consecutive starts and not getting a lap in, we are going to go single file so that we can get a lap or 2 in here.
Just had a rough start here in the beginning of this Panther Frameworx 602 sprint car feature. And hopefully they can regroup and we will see what happens. They are still trying to attend to Tucker Doneth's car. Doneth family is in, I believe, their 3rd generation of drivers. Back in a number of years ago, Dave Doneth driving the same number Z28 in Central New York, mainly at Brewerton and at Fulton Speedway. Also ran over at Weedsport as well. So they're in the 3rd generation of their family out here. That is fantastic.
Exactly, and the Doneth family they do have a lot of wins between Sean and Tucker.
And Dave.
Dave's. Yep.
That's incredible to see 3 generations coming on through.
So many of them.
It's fantastic.
Yep, it certainly is, and now we're seeing it across the board here, especially in this class. I mean, we got Tiger Chapman. You remember his dad Tiger still kicking around here at Can-Am in the tech line.
Well, they got that out there for it.
Getting that out. It's all mud.
And of course, the Tiger hauling all the way from Rochester, New York, to be with us.
Exactly. Josh Verne Jr. in the 1V. His dad, Josh Verne, a former track champion here in the Thunder cars and in the street stock side of things. And I actually raced against his dad when we ran remote control cars at Chipmunk Hill.
Chipmunk Hill.
Chipmunk Hill.
Now, you're not making that up, are you?
I am not making that up.
Okay.
They were here actually last couple weeks ago doing a demonstration out here on the kart track. And they had all sorts of things. They had sprint cars, they had late models, and they had modifieds.
They take it seriously, too.
They really do.
There's no joke about it. I mean, we're joking about the track a little bit, but it's no joke to them. And, there's a lot of work goes into those little things.
Well, a guy that comes here to the races every single weekend here at Can-Am, Hoagie Shepard, is an incredible talent driving those things. Those are not easy to drive. I've had a chance to race them. I've won in them a little bit, but they're not easy.
No, they're not. They're not easy to drive. You can spin them out real easy. And
you can also tear parts off them just as quick as you can these things, too.
I'll tell you a guy who was an accomplished individual with those things was Brian McDonald.
That is true.
He was good with them.
Another driver who's really good at those things, and he posted it to social media, I think it was probably a year or 2 ago, Lee Lattisour.
Yes.
He won in 4 different divisions in one night at a track that he goes to up that way. I can't remember the name of the track, forgive me, but he won in a late model, he won in a truck, he won in a sprint car, and he won in a modified. All in one night.
So you see, it's serious. Even the pro drivers are in on it too. It's not just the kids. The pros are in on it too, and they love it.
Oh, they really do. So, unfortunately for Tucker Doneth, he is not going to get away unscathed. He is going to head to pit road, and that rear end of that car is tore up. Tough break for Tucker, though. 5 career wins in this division for Tucker, tied for second all time.
We want to take this opportunity to thank tonight's sponsor, the Mental Health Association of Jefferson County for being here with us. Some great giveaways, and it's great to have these organizations with us here at Can-Am in 2025.
Talking about single file.
Oh yeah, after two cautions, the same thing. You don't need to go around to go single. That's what each one does.
Oh, there's plenty of food up here. Set for green, single file restart, and we're underway. As they go to 1 and 2, it is the 27 of Nick Webb out in front, grabs the lead by about 2 car lengths. Look at Tiger Chapman go on the inside portion of the racetrack. Chapman, a little late start to the season, but right now he's rallied very nicely up to position number 3 as we complete lap number 1. And Nick Webb, Brownville, New York, holds the lead as the 87 of Hennessy holds on to second. Tiger Chapman trying to move in from position number 3. Good battle for position number 4 as the 25 of George Sanford has moved up a spot. 89 of Josh Vanbrocklin now up into position number 5. Vanbrocklin getting better and better each and every week in that sprint car. Josh, a former 2-time track champion in the sportsman side of things, as they work in lap number 3 of this 20-lap feature go. Still quite a ways to go in this one. Nick Webb came up from the modified ranks, decided he wanted to go sprint car racing, and does not look out of place at all as he has got the preferred groove. He's got the number 1 spot and driving away. Andrew Hennessy, graduated the full fender ranks, has really taken a liking to the sprint car side of things as well as he holds on to second. He's got about 4 car lengths to make up, however, on your race leader as the 271 of Tiger Chapman holding on to position number 3. George Sanford, after that win last week, is now 4th. Josh Vanbrocklin, Chris Nethers, the top 6 at the moment. And looking back through the field, our 3-time and defending track champion, Josh Verne Jr. in the 1V, struggling mightily out here, trying to find his way up into the top 5 as they work in lap number 5. 6 laps will be complete this time by, and Nick Webb trying to run away and hide. Nick has got a couple of wins here in a 358 modified, and would love to get his first ever sprint car feature win as they go down off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. 7 laps will be complete this time by, and Webb has had no challengers whatsoever right from the drop of the green here as they click off lap number 7. Webb still in full control. Andrew Hennessy, Tiger Chapman, George Sanford, and Josh Vanbrocklin. That is still your top 5. As they head down into turn number 3 and 4, back to the line this time by. We are going to have 8 laps on the board, 12 more to go. And right now, it doesn't seem like anybody is going to catch Nick Webb in that number 27 machine as he holds the lead. He works the back straightaway. Comfortable advantage. The gap is stabilized, really, at about 3 car lengths over Andrew Hennessy as they go to turn number 3 and 4 and back down to the stripe this time by. 9 down, 11 to go. We are closing in on the halfway point. And as I say closing in, Andrew Hennessy has found some speed. That 87 has narrowed it down to about 2 car lengths. Got a car off the pace on the front straightaway. That is the 89 of Josh Vanbrocklin. Yellow lights are on, and Josh Vanbrocklin had a solid top 5 run going. Yellow lights are on, and that changes everything. And Jamie, this is not what Nick Webb wanted to have, because Andrew Hennessy is going to be right there with him when we go back to green here.
Yeah, and Hennessy was gaining some ground all the time on him, and it is probably the last thing he wanted to see, although you've got to get some heat in the tires before this restart if you have any chance of holding on to that lead right here.
That is absolutely true. You really need to have the heat in the tires, and you got to get a good restart.
We just got a message in on Bruno Richard. He is okay. He said that he had a great car tonight to win, and his car was really fast. And if he would have won, it would have been his 72nd win, the same as the car number, if he'd have taken this feature tonight.
And the way he's going this year, though, it wouldn't surprise me to see him get that win. Of course, 72 wins across all the divisions that he has competed in, between 4 cylinders, street stocks, pro stocks, and now into sprint cars. Just an amazing career. And he's not done yet.
No, he's not. This restart ought to be very interesting, Tim, with what has transpired so far. And I think it's safe to say that Nick is going to have his hands full there.
He certainly is.
Andrew has been just moving in every lap that's gone by.
And like Andrew, like I talked with Andrew a lot of times, especially in Victory Lane, he says, you know, all the years that he's run in the full fender classes, street stocks and whatever else, he's ran some open wheel, what they call Canadian modifieds up at the Brighton Speedway, his former Saturday night home. He says this, nothing compares to these kind of cars. He says you drive them completely different than anything. He says I've driven street stocks, late models, modifieds, it doesn't matter. These things are a totally different animal, and it's taken him a while to get used to it, but now look at him go.
The first time you get behind the wheel of one of these cars, I have never raced myself. I've never driven myself. But I have said to each and every one of them, don't forget that this sprint car is going to respond 10 times faster than these full fender and modified cars.
And you're right. Well, Mr. Davis, would you like to take it from here?
Would I like to take it
yes.
from here? Sure, why not?
Oh, why not? Why not? Show us how it's done, kid.
All right, here they come off that number 4 turn, and green flag is out, and 3 of them across the track for that number 1 spot. Webb is able to hold on, but here's Hennessy again coming around the outside, and we may have a new leader here. Hennessy on the top. Now he tries to slide underneath. He can't do it as Nick Webb takes that lead again. Hennessy out of Picton, Ontario, still holds on to second. The Tiger right there in third. Chris Nethers has moved up to fourth. Off the turn they come once again. Complete lap number 11, and it is still Nick Webb in the 27. He's now opened up about a 6-car length lead over his nearest competitor, Andrew Hennessy, who is off the pace just a little bit. Tiger Chapman right there in the number 3 spot as they come by to complete lap number 12. And Webb is starting to really open it up now. Hennessy has dropped considerably off the pace. He was right in the hunt for the number 1 spot, and now Tiger Chapman is right there on the low side of the speedway. He wants to go up to the number 2 spot. Around the turn they come, and it is still Nick Webb in front. Hennessy is right there second, but here's the challenge on the inside by the Tiger, trying to get up in there. Hennessy on the outside, Tiger Chapman on the low side, and Chapman's going to take away the number 2 spot. Nick Webb way out in front right now. Tiger Chapman right there in second. Hennessy is back there third. Chris Nethers is running in fourth as they come around off that number 4 turn. To complete lap number 15, there are 5 to go. As Webb continues to lengthen his lead, it's about a 15 to 16 car length lead over Tiger Chapman, who holds down the number 2 spot. Andrew Hennessy still sits back there in third. Chris Nethers runs in the number 4 spot. Battle for 5th out there. Doneth is back out on the racetrack in that Z28 as they come off the turn to complete lap number 17. Webb's still the leader. Tiger Chapman right there third. Hennessy is back there fourth. Nethers is fifth. Tucker Doneth sits there in fourth, making a great recovery after that spin off the number 1 turn. 2 laps remaining for Nick Webb. Up in front, he's got, like we said, about a 15 to 16 car length lead over Tiger Chapman, who sits back there second. Andrew Hennessy is third. Nethers is now fourth. And Doneth rounds out the top 5. White flag in the air. And barring any problems, Nick Webb looks like he's on his way to a feature win here in the Panther Frameworx 602 Crate Sprint Cars. And he is looking at his first 602 Sprint Car win, and he will get it. Tiger Chapman will get the number 2 spot. Hennessy will finish in third. Nethers will be fourth. Doneth will round out the top 5. Ken Klinkowsky will finish in 6th.